The game never stops, and neither do we. Welcome to the SDH Network. We're always around the corner from everywhere. Morning Espresso brought to you by Oglethorpe University, Atlanta's premier undergraduate learning experience and soccer powerhouse. Good morning. Welcome to this edition of Morning Espresso for a Friday. I'm Jason Longshore. If you're looking for a clean, simple story, this is not it. Botafogo won 4-0 to open the Brasileiro season last night, and everything around them still feels strained, uncertain, frozen, literally, in some ways. It's a mess. The tension between the results on the field and the instability off of it, it's crazy. Watching that last night was crazy with all the stuff that had happened earlier in the day. Yeah, let's talk about John Textor, and let's talk about someone running out of options. So yesterday, during the day, there had been some reports about transfers out from Botafogo trying to find money to take care of, people that you owe money to, one of them being here in Atlanta. And they were linked with some deals that had people scratching their heads. Well, a Brazilian court ordered the club not to sell players or assets, gave John Textor 48 hours to report whether he has carried out or plans to carry out or is in the process of carrying out any asset sales or dividend distributions. So the courts blocked him after complaints from, I believe, the Members Association. And that shuts down one of the last financial levers that he has had available. It comes just days after Textor was removed as a director of Eagle Football Holdings, Bidco, the company that he started. Now, he also yesterday went on Botafogo TV after the game, and he said that he will personally pay the amount owed to Atlanta United in order to lift Botafogo's FIFA transfer ban. He said this. He said he would pay it. I don't know why he hasn't paid it up to now. I'm not really sure. There's been a lot of excuses. He blamed Michelle Kang. He blamed Aries Management, who he owes money to. He even tried to make insinuations about Michelle Kang and her company's sponsorship of the FIFA Women's Champions Cup to say that's why Botafogo is on a transfer ban, which is not true, by the way. The reason that Botafogo has a transfer ban is because they have not paid for a transfer that they carried out in the summer of 2024, and they've actually already sold that player to another club, Thiago Almada, Atlanta United. Yes, this is not news. So, yes, he says on Botafogo TV that he will pay the transfer fee that he should have paid in the summer of 2024. That's what he says. He said he wanted to announce that as resolved before the match against Cruzeiro, but he said that the payment still requires approval from the Members Association. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it there. I could say a lot of things. I'm just going to say that he says he's going to make the payment on his own from his own money, but it requires approval. Just leave that to the side. Let me know when you figure it out. He kept emphasizing the money's going to come from him directly. It sounds nice. Can you trust it? Well, it was supposed to be paid starting to be paid in the summer of 2024, but I digress. Botafogo has been under this transfer ban since December 31st over unpaid obligations. The Thiago Almada one. We have since learned that there is Vélez Sarsfield in Argentina, and they have filed a complaint. It has not gotten to the ban stage yet. It also came out in the reporting yesterday, according to Globo, that Botafogo explored the deals with two players to sell, Alvaro Montoro and Danilo. Those were going to go to Nottingham Forest. The key detail in Globo's reporting was that Botafogo also reportedly owes Nottingham Forest money. So the sales would have happened at discounts because Textor has done a lot of business with Evangelos Marinakis, the owner of Nottingham Forest. But because of what they owe Nottingham Forest, Botafogo wouldn't have even gotten all of the money on a discounted fee that they were supposed to get because they already owe Nottingham Forest money. So that would have been taken off the top. Botafogo would not have gotten enough money from selling these two players, according to the reporting out there from Globo and others, to pay what they owe Atlanta United. Yes. That didn't happen because the court blocked outgoing transfers, so they are unable to buy, they are unable to sell, they are reportedly reliant on personal intervention to restore flexibility. Textor saying that he will pay the amount owed to Atlanta United personally is interesting because he was also previously saying that there was a $50 million investment coming into Botafogo, but that was being blocked. That is reportedly from a funder who specializes in distressed assets, who has been involved in a few different situations in the game over the past decade. Don't know where that one stands now. Textor also framed all of this as inseparable from his broader dispute with Aries management, who moved to take control of Eagle football after unmet financial obligations to them. That is who funded the takeover of Olympique Lyon in Ligue 1. He says that creditors are applying pressure around Botafogo because they know how much Botafogo matters to him. Now, the Brazilian legal system, the Brazilian law, helps him in the situation because of their SAF structure, basically a certificate to operate is the easiest way to think about it. A Rio de Janeiro Court of Justice filed a preliminary injunction to protect the club's governance for now, which means it goes through John Textor, even though the owners are Eagle Football, and he is not a director at Eagle Football anymore because he was pushed out by Aries, who he owes money to. Yes. So Aries controls Eagle as a creditor, but the SAF leadership with Botafogo remains unchanged for now. And all of this was unfolding before, during, and after Botafogo opened the season with a dominant 4-0 win over Cruzeiro. Team looked good. Team has no depth right now because they need to go out and add players. They have not because they can't, because they owe people money. They can't sell players either to raise money to do it. So John Textor saying he's going to pay it. Believe it when I see it. It's a very wild, crazy situation. I don't know where it's going to go next because it has gone places that I would have never expected already. So just buckle up, I guess. Keep the seatbelt on, maybe is the best way to put it, and we'll see what happens with John Textor and Botafogo. There's a whole nother 24 hours ahead of us to see what kind of chaos things can get into. Let's pivot to 2026. Fox Sports, they unveiled their full broadcast plan for the FIFA World Cup. It is massive. June 11th through July 19th, Fox will deliver 340 hours of live first-run programming. All 104 matches will air across Fox and FS1, 70 on the Fox Broadcast Network, 40 matches will air in primetime. Every match will stream live and on demand in 4K on Fox One, and additional coverage through the Fox Sports app and pay TV providers. The knockout rounds will be live on broadcast television beginning July 4th, every match from the round of 16 through the final airing on Fox. Obviously, the U.S. men's national team is the centerpiece of this. All three group stage games will air on Fox, with the opener against Paraguay on June 12th in Los Angeles, preceded by a 3-hour pregame show. Tubi is also playing a major role. 2 matches will simulcast for free in 4K. The opening match featuring Mexico and South Africa, and the U.S. men's national team opener. A dedicated World Cup Fox hub launches in May on Tubi with original programming and documentaries. Fox planting its flag for big-time coverage of this summer's World Cup. Quick spin around the domestic headlines. San Jose Earthquakes, they made what they called the biggest signing in club history, bringing in Timo Werner on a designated player deal through June of 2028. Pedigree's obvious. Recent production is not. 29 years old, it's not a farewell tour, but it is a reset for a player trying to rediscover himself. Houston Dynamo, they brought Mateusz Bogusz back to MLS from Cruz Azul. Deal is finally done through the 2027-2028 season, reportedly for up to $10 million. One of the largest fees in Houston Dynamo history, and it adds a proven creative presence to the Dynamo attack. I think he's best as a kind of attacking central midfielder, not really a 10, but more of a goal threat or a second forward or a false 9 kind of situation. He's an interesting one to fit in. I want to see how Ben Olsen does it. Sophia Wilson expects to be available for Portland Thorns' NWSL opener after returning from maternity leave. She also hopes to feature in the She Believes Cup as she builds minutes with the U.S. women's national team. One of the league's best attacking players is back. Alex Freeman has officially moved from Orlando City to Villarreal. The 21-year-old right back heads to Europe. Critical year for him for national team selection. Critical year for the U.S. men's national team for him. He needs to play because I think he is a vital part of the national team this summer. New York Red Bulls have added goalkeeper Ethan Horvath. That deal finally gets done. He comes over from Cardiff City. Depth and experience to the goalkeeper group, replacing Carlos Coronel. DC United signed Swiss fullback Sylvain Hefty from Hamburg through 2027. Charlotte FC have added center back Henry Kessler as a free agent to reinforce that back line. And the U.S. Soccer Foundation launched a new initiative, Soccer Will. It's a $30 million initiative aimed at expanding access to youth soccer in under-resourced communities by 2030. The refill, Real Madrid and Benfica, they will meet again in the Champions League knockout playoffs after a dramatic final match day. PSG will face Monaco in an all-French tie. Reports in France say that Roberto De Zerbi has asked to be released from his contract at Marseille following their elimination from the Champions League. The Chinese FA, they handed down heavy sanctions tied to match manipulation, including points deductions across the league and lifetime bans for dozens of individuals. About half of the top flight will start the season this weekend with negative points. Fulham, they get the deal done this morning for Oscar Bobb from Manchester City on a long-term deal. It sounds like the Ricardo Pepi deal has hit a snag. We'll see if that one gets done. You're running out of time, PSV and Fulham. We'll find out. Hibs striker Kieran Bowie is in Italy ahead of a proposed move to Hellas Verona. He's undergoing a medical in Italy, I think as we speak, literally. And I wanted to save this one for the last main topic. Crystal Dunn. She announced her retirement at 33 years old. One of the longest, one of the most versatile international careers in U.S. women's soccer history. I think her career is very unique because of that versatility. Represented the U.S. across nearly every level from the inaugural U17 Women's World Cup in 2008 through being part of the gold medal side in Paris in 2024. 160 senior international appearances, started every match at left back during the 2019 World Cup run in France, and collected every single honor you possibly could, spanning more than a decade at the top of the game. Few players can match what she did at the club level, but also what she did in terms of playing different positions, different roles. She won the 2015 NWSL MVP and Golden Boot with the Washington Spirit, added NWSL championships with the North Carolina Courage in 2018, with 2019, Portland in 2022, 3 NWSL Shields, and is one of the league's most defining players. She could play in the back, she could play in the midfield, she could play up front, depending on whatever her team needed. She also played abroad. She had a stint with Chelsea earlier in her career, moved to PSG following the 2024 season after leaving Gotham. Ultimately didn't feature this season, and her retirement announcement wasn't a shock at this stage. She said she was at peace and deeply fulfilled, ready to spend more time with her family and be a more present mother. I think her legacy goes beyond just that, which that is so much. To have all of those trophies, to have all of those individual accolades, to score all the goals that she had, to have all of the great defensive plays that she had, all of that is very important, and she will be remembered for all of that. She's also going to be remembered for being a major black star in this national team at a time where I think that was really important for people to see, and I think she made this team, I don't know, I think in a lot of ways a bigger deal to more people, and that is not easy to do. To be that kind of player and to be herself and to be embraced by the fan bases, to be embraced by, I think, the game, and to be unapologetically herself is so rare and so awesome to see. And I hope that she's remembered for both equally. I think that's the key here, because she's such an incredible player, but she gave so much more to the game. I also don't want her to be remembered just as she gave a lot to the game and not remembering how great of a player. How many times can we talk about a player who has won a Golden Boot and started every game in the back for a World Cup winner? Like, she's it. That's the list. It's Crystal Dunn. An amazing player of any generation. But she is the one that I think in this generation of the last maybe 20 years with the U.S. women's national team, I don't think she gets enough respect for on-field, for off-field, for all of it. So I hope that comes to her in retirement. I hope that she stays connected to the game. I think she has a lot to give still to the game. I hope that she is still a very important presence in U.S. women's soccer and growing the game, and I hope her voice is heard quite a bit in her retirement. But it's going to be a shame to not see her on the field anymore, because, wow, I mean, just what a player. What an intelligent player who can do all of those different roles. And it's just like, yep, cool, I'll be a 10 today. Yep, I'll be a left back today. Yep, I'll be a striker today. Whatever the team needed, whatever her role was within a certain group, she embraced it and she thrived in it. And Crystal Dunn is one of the all-time greats in U.S. soccer, period. Not even just U.S. women's soccer. She is one of the greats in the game, period. And she has now announced her retirement at the age of 33. So, final whistle for you today on Morning Espresso. What's happening at Botafogo is about more than just one debt. There's a bunch of them. More than just one court ruling. There's a bunch of those too. It's about whether systems and clubs can function without these last-minute rescues where John Textor is trying to play the hero again after a problem he created. It's like he lit the house on fire and then came running in with a fire extinguisher and said, "Look at me, look at me." Yeah, anyway. It doesn't solve the major issue in that this club is without any stability. It is without nearly any structure. You can't count on it. You can't trust it right now, and it just doesn't make any sense. We'll see if they get anything resolved over the weekend. Closer to home, we have something that hopefully we will build some trust in today, which is Atlanta United. They're back on the field this afternoon. 1 o'clock is your kickoff time. Pre-game coverage starts at 12:40 on atlutd.com/live. Joe Freihofer and Brad Kazan will get you covered before things. Mike Conti and I will bring you the match. Atlanta United and Lexington SC in a chilly preseason opener behind closed doors in Marietta. Looking forward to it. We'll be talking about it. We'll have some post-game coverage on the SDH network as well. Game keeps on moving, and we keep on trying to move with it. That's Morning Espresso. Thank you for being here. If you are enjoying the content, share it with your friends, share the newsletter, share the podcast with your friends, and we'll be back to talk more about the game that we all love on Monday.